Winter cut day 27. How you guys doing? We got coffee today in the Joy mug. 2 liquid IVs. Yuzu pineapple flavor. Alright, so today is shoulder day. I skipped last week's shoulder day because my shoulder was kind of in bad shape. But this week, shoulder's feeling better. Now the other shoulder hurts, which is kind of funny. But, you know, it is what it is. So, it's not nearly as bad though as the right shoulder. Like, what happens in my left shoulder is when I do lat pull downs, I get like a weird, like painful tingling sensation. On top of that too, if you sleep on the same shoulder that hurts when you're lifting, it can cause a lot of problems. It can make your shoulder, it can make your shoulder hurt a lot more. One down. So yesterday I had 1,900 calories in only like one meal and then a really small like meal, but also a really big snack, you could call it. But you know, man, when you're on the cut, doesn't really matter who you are. You gotta definitely cut back a lot, and sometimes you can get uncomfortable. The thing is, the reason why I go in a pretty deep deficit, or attempt to at least, is because it makes it easier to commit to the cut whenever you see the numbers working in your favor. And, you know, if I have to take 30 weeks to lose 30 pounds, let's say, that's too long. That's going to take way too long. Those are weeks that I could be progressing, right? But instead, I'm just cleaning up a mistake I made, basically. Because, I mean, if you have 30 pounds to lose, you probably overbulked, which in my case, I overbulked. So, I mean, I still have quite a bit of weight to lose. I'm still on this weight loss journey, so to speak, which isn't really a weight loss journey because I never really had a weight problem. But I'm still trying to cut. And, you know, after a while, it gets frustrating whenever you're just doing it for a while and then something happens and you start binging and then you cut back and something happens and you gain back again and you cut back. And if there was one thing I'd give advice on to adhere to the cut, it'd be accountability. And I've talked about this in other videos, but always stay accountable for yourself, right? I could sit here and be like, oh, well, they had really good food where I went. That's not an excuse to just totally abandon your goals, right? Like, if you had a girlfriend and a girl started hitting on you somewhere else, would you be like, oh, no, she's really pretty? No, you wouldn't say that. You'd be like, I have a girlfriend. I'm not going to cheat. Simple as that, right? So it's the same thing with your diet, you know? And arguably, as a bodybuilder, your diet could be more important than a girlfriend. And a lot of people don't want to hear that, because especially if you do it as a career, your career could be ruined if you're not committing to it. So, well, not ruined, but at least in the short term, I mean, where's the money in bodybuilding if you don't look good, you know? So, you get what I'm saying. Still mixing the liquid IV. But yeah, that's one thing to just remember to be accountable of. Like, if you actually want to take bodybuilding serious, don't cheat on it. And the cut is just as important as the bulk, is just as important as going to the gym, is just as important as getting 8 hours of sleep. And you need to do all these things in order to grow the most efficiently as a bodybuilder. And, you know, if I had done everything right from day one, I would be so much bigger than I am now. Well, the thing is, not everybody does everything right on day one. In fact, I'd say the minority of people do things right on day one. A very small minority. And the people who do things right have genuinely really intelligent coaches. Or coaches who have a very strong basic knowledge and understanding of how muscle works, right? Progressive overload, just to name one principle that's extremely important to adhere to. No gimmicky, random things. I'll say this also. Speaking of looking good, as a bodybuilder, if you want to do something that's ineffective, I'll tell you to do a bulk way past what you should be weighing, simply because you just want to get to that number. Now, for a longest time, I wanted to get to 200, okay? And I was so set on getting to 200, but here I got up to, 186 bloated, and I looked, even after I lost the bloating, pretty, chubby. I gained a significant amount of fat. And what a lot of people will do is they will ignore the fat. They will look at the numbers in the gym and they'll go, oh, but the numbers are going up, man. But you have to also consider mass moves mass. And you're going to be lifting a lot more if you're a higher body weight. So, yeah, I'm sure there's some progression happening there. And I'm not denying that, being a higher body weight can help in a lot of ways. But as a bodybuilder, seeking aesthetics, not trying to totally lose my shape in the off season, so to speak, even though I'm not competing. I don't want to just become obese just because I want to get to 200, right? And especially at my height, I'm 5'8". There's no real point in arbitrarily aiming for a number that's way outside of what I should be weighing anyway. I should be, between at my current training progression and height, should be around 140 to probably at most 170, okay? And I actually got up to 170 recently. So, and I still don't think that that's the most aesthetically appealing weight. That's one of those things that if I could put on another 5 pounds of muscle during my next bulk, 170 would actually look much better, right? And I think I had so much to learn during my last bulk, and I did so many things improperly that I'm actually just excited to see where I could take the next one. Gangnam Style. Yeah, bro, TikTok has poisoned my music taste. If it ain't from a random edit, I can't listen to it, bro. Benching today? Nah, I'm doing a overhead press. Are you guys even ready for this? Woo! The first lifting video I ever watched was Larry Wheels' 700 for 10 deadlift. And I remember NDO champ, the really hyped guy that looked like Kevin Hart a little bit, like a jacked Kevin Hart. He just would go like this on the rack. He did it way louder than that, but, and then, that right there is what got me into lifting. I PR'd on chest day after skipping shoulder day prior, so it makes me wonder if I'm getting enough recovery. I know there's a recovery chart, if you just Google it. There's a study done to show the recovery for each muscles on when they can have maximum motor unit recruitment again, or something to that effect. And for each muscle, it's different. Some muscles take longer to recover just because of how they're made. They're built a little differently or whatever. But that's what I was talking about yesterday with the 15-day perfect split or whatever that I don't think anybody would ever do in their right mind. I couldn't feel where my beanie and my mic were, so I kind of lost it, but it's back now, so. Why are you smiling? You're working out 5 hours a day. Yeah, the guys have the sour face. They're pissed off. I looked forward to the incline press and the dumbbell press. All right, let's get on a plate. Something to be considered if you're a lifter is, what song have you hit the most hard sets to? That's what I wonder. I'm thinking the song I hit the hardest set to that I can recall was Slow Chemical, back when I first started lifting. And I was in my room, kid you not, with the pink dumbbells. And I wasn't actually lifting at that point, but I was doing body weight stuff. And I had pink dumbbells, and I was like, I'm gonna do side raises no matter what the failure. I said, I don't care how many reps it takes. And I probably did. It was probably an insane amount of reps. And it burned so bad, but I just kept pushing through.
And that was probably, I remember that was probably the hardest I ever pushed myself in terms of the burn. But in terms of like pure force production, hardest I've ever pushed myself has been on, I want to say, probably like between the last rep of a bench. So just, and not incline. I'm talking about a straight up barbell bench press because it's very grindy. And a hack squat. Those two are probably the hardest in terms of pure just muscling through it. You know, things that don't burn that are still hard. The weight feels heavy today. Not gonna lie. I want to attempt 225 on the overhead press today. Let's see how 185 feels. I'm so used to the Smith machine, I almost counted this as 165. Because for anybody who's curious, your Smith machine PR is probably 20 pounds less than you think it is, because if you look at the label on any Smith machine, they will usually tell you that it's around 20 pounds less. So I don't trust myself without clips on this, because sometimes I press one side up a little faster, which is normal. You know, your dominant arm or your dominant leg or whatever is probably always going to be your dominant arm or leg. All right. I definitely cannot get 225 at the moment. Could I have gotten that for a couple? Maybe. But if there's anything I know about flat bench press, okay, when I could get 185 for 5, I could get 225 for 1. So I'm curious if the same math would carry over. Probably.
I think people's brains nowadays, this younger generation, they have so much at their disposal, they're afraid to try new things out. And I think that it's like the old school way of boxing. Now, boxing it's unmatched.
I think we need to go a little lighter and focus on stricter form. But momentum isn't the issue. It's more so just the arching. I feel it happening a lot. I actually feel my chest in the movement too much, so. Nope. You know, I think you'll have reached peak natural whenever you can max out an old school lat pull down stack with tricep push downs. Or maybe that's peak gear user, to be honest. I don't even know. But either way, literally less than half the stack feels like I'm moving the planet, so. Dude, I don't mind muscle connection. Doesn't actually matter in terms of muscle activation or much else really. But there, dude, I found my groove. That was nice. I felt the long head of my tricep like a ton. That was good. Lord of the Rings prologue song. Very good to listen to during the gym. See if we can get the same mind-muscle connection here, huh? All right, that was good. We'll get in like a set of something, and then we'll go post. Cardio isn't exactly 100% necessary to lose weight, but you should do it if you want a little bonus. It's kind of like when you're playing a game and it gives you like an optional quest. Like, you'll get a reward if you do that optional quest, but it's not anything massive. It's just kind of like a side benefit.
All right, boys. So I'm a little tired. I was procrastinating recording this for a while just because I had a little bit of a headache and I just kind of was just scrolling mindlessly on TikTok. But today's workout was excellent. I enjoyed it. There was no shoulder pain whatsoever, which was nice, even though I woke up with shoulder pain. Overhead press PR, 185 for 3. Tricep pushdowns felt really incredible. Best they've ever felt. I think I want to continue to keep the form I had on that second set. Cardio was amazing, but afterward, I honestly think I did it for a little too long just because I was doing it for almost, it was probably about an hour and a half. And I mean, I sweat out so much water and I had like a massive headache afterward, and I still do a little bit. And I just feel kind of dehydrated and I've had so much water. But other than that, man, I do feel good. And it was a really productive workout. You know, the side raises felt good, even though I don't really like them. I guess high pulls, not really side raises. That and posing went excellent today. I tried a couple different camera angles. If you guys could tell, I tried the front and rear camera. We're in a really big deficit. I ate a Greek-style chicken salad. It was so good. And I also want to have 2 scoops of whey protein and a protein shake, and then just hit the hay or something, man, because I'm feeling tired. But front double. Okay. I don't know, we might do cardio tomorrow or we're gonna do some kind of video, probably a protein shake talk. Code Maxwell15 for 15% off PR Lifestyle order, link in bio, and code MSharkey996 for Get Raw Nutrition, link in bio. All right, take care, guys.